There will be a lot of in there, so that somebody can come to your website and they can take help of the service or the machine learning web app that you have created, and they should be able to interact with that and do whatever whatever functionality that you have asked them to create. They can actually use that, right? For example, I have created an application to web application to I would say, to predict whether a statement is let's say, what do people do is that, because let's say when we have some panic situations in our life, we are not going through actually some good phases of our life, then people tend to suicide. And before suiciding, what do? Is they post on social media. So if you could create a web application which could fetch the text from social media and then can classify whether that text is suicidal sentence or not, right? If that is a suicidal sentence, then it can tell that, right? So if I have created a platform, and so that you can go there and basically check whether the sentence is suicidal or not, or if that could be integrated directly with Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and all of those social media platforms, then that will be a really great thing to do. All right. So this is what I wanted to share. So how can you create your own web application with the help of Streamlit, which is a very I would say easy platform to work with, and it also use Python, right? It also use Python as Python as programming language. So it could allow you to create the web application, and it will also help you to deploy it, whether this is Streamlit. So let me just start with this Streamlit. Before starting, I'll just share my whole screen so that I think. All right. So I hope you guys can see. So first of all, you can simply go to streamlit.io. This is the official website of theirs, right? Here you can simply go and check, right? It says try it now. And here it says it's a open source framework for creating the web application. So in order to install this, what you can do is you can simply go to the installation part, and you can go open your terminal. So before this, you should be install your Python and all of that system. And before starting this whole topic, I would say that this is not going to be very PPT sharing sessions. This is going to be the interactive sessions and practical session actually. Right. So as I said, you might, if you find it very technical and not to be implemented, then basically this is because we have come forward very advanced level to this, because since the beginning of this webinars, I have introducing you guys, very basic things, and then we have come over here. And not only this, in our masterclass that we are going to have with in collaboration with IIT Roorkee. So there, everything will be explained in a very explanatory manner, and it will be taken care that each and every student understand that, right? So there will be separate doubt sharing sessions. There will be separate sessions for live sessions and all. So everything will be taken care, and everything will start from scratch, so that you guys, even a person who has never gone through the Python or machine learning, so even that can, if you have ability to cope up, then even you can start with that and understand those things, right? So let's start with this again. So what is the agenda for today's session is basically we are going to learn about the introduction to Streamlit, how to get started with that. What are the Streamlit components? How can we create web applications and all? The Streamlit widgets, creating the interactive dashboards, deploying the Streamlit, and how can we integrate machine learning with that? Customization and styling in the Streamlit, and what are the best practices to start with? And one case study I will present you. One or couple of case studies I will present you. So this is going to be very challenging, fast moving sessions. So just try to do that. Okay. So once you have, go to this streamlit.io, you can see the script install Streamlit. So you can simply go and open a new terminal. And here you can paste this. Now you can see that in my system, it is already installed. In your system, if it is not installed, then it will take some time, a little bit of time, and then it will install. It could be fine if we get bilingual. That's great. I mean, if you have anything understanding, I mean, if you have to speak anything, you can speak any language you want. So requirement already satisfies. You can see here I'm getting, that means I have already installed it, right? Once I have already installed it, then I can run this command to actually understand what are the capabilities of, Streamlit. So let's say if I'm running this command now, I'll just paste it here, run it. See what is happening. You can see it automatically opens one web page. So it's actually a predefined, web page to tell that what are the capabilities of this Streamlit. So in order to understand this, let's understand this web page first. Who all can open this web page and all that? So if you open your terminal, you will find few things. First thing is the network URL. First thing is that it is starting, a local host server, and then it is actually hosting this web page over here at this local host and the port number 8501. It might be a different port number for you, depending upon the availability, and mostly it will be 8501 only. But if it is not available, it can also use the other one as well, a different one as well, right? Maybe 8502 or anything else, right? So now let's see this. We have two things here. We have a network URL and we have a local URL. So local URL means this is the, if I'm going to open this in my same system where this is, hosted, then I can actually open with the local URL, right? Otherwise, if I want to open it in some, network URL means network devices. So let's say there is a Wi-Fi and there are a lot of devices connected to the Wi-Fi, and my system, which is the server as well, that is also connected to the Wi-Fi as well. So these systems are in a network, right? So any device on that network, can actually open this URL, even, if you have connected your phone with your mobile or any hotspot, and both the phones and both the devices or multiple devices are connected to the same hotspot, then everything will be in the network, and you can try opening this URL in any other phone or any other mobile, any other system, and it will open it, right? So this is called the network URL. And you can open the same web application over there, which is hosted over here, right? Now let's see what we can do in here. So we can actually create an animation. We can have the input to these animations. We can have, multiple inputs, and we can plot the things like this interactive plotting, right? We can also have the mapping like this, right? So you can see here, these are the mapping. We can actually select what we want to show, what we don't want to show here. As in, we can actually create a data frame and create a plots based on this data frame. We can select different data points from the data frame, and then we can plot them together as you can see in here, right? There is also small code given over here that will tell you, how can you do it. So this is basically just to tell you that what are the basic capabilities, and you might see that, and you will be, very, very pleased to see that in a very small line of code, you will be able to create the web application. All right. So let's start with this. How can we create our web application? So I'll have already, a few set of files that I have started with. So I'll stop the default web application that we have created by using Control-C. And then I need to navigate to the folder that I'm in, right? So I'll go to downloads. Then I'll go to development, which is dev. Then I'll go to new SkillVertex. And then I'll go to Streamlit, right? So now in the Streamlit folder, in this particular folder where you can see, now you can see here, it is saying that the connection error, that's because I have stopped that web server, right? So now I have reached into this folder, and if you have to run any file, any Python file, let's say I'm going to run this script1.py, there is nothing but this. I think this is just a normal Python file. Sorry, this is a Streamlit file actually. Let's run this script.py. If you're going to run script.py, this is a normal Python code. Then how you have to run? Let's see that first. Again, I have gone into terminal. I have gone into this particular location using change directory command. And then I have to write simple Python, and then Python 3. Even it may work with Python as well in your system. The way it depends on what version of Python you have installed and what is the path variable that you have set. Okay, so Python, it may, as I said, it may also work with the Python as well. So Python and then the name of the file. And as you can see here, we have, script.py, right? Now, when I'm running this, as you can see, it is printing me 3 lines, hello world, and then 12, and then the end, which is nothing but the output of this code that I have written, right? So it says hello world, and then it says x is equals to 3, and then it says y is equals to 9, and it says, print x is equals to x plus y, which is nothing but the summation of these two values, and then at the end, it is printing the end. Okay, so this is how we run a normal Python code. And if you have a, a Streamlit file, or if you have a normal code that you have imported a Streamlit in there, let's say in this case, I'm opening this Streamlit, this. So here I have imported, let me just, delete it, save it, right? Now, if I'm going to run that script1.py, so you can see here, it is not running. In order to run a Streamlit file, you'll have to run by different command that is called Streamlit run. Streamlit run, and then the name of the file, script1.py. Now, when I'm running this, as you can see, it is opening a different web application, as you can see here. And there is nothing in this web application. That is because there is nothing in this code as well. So this is how you can, just import one line of code and you have the web application running, right? You can also see here the local host and, the network URL. Anybody can open this, but there is nothing inside it. Now, how can I add, different things? So that is what the next thing that we are going to look into. As I told you in here, we are going to look into introduction to Streamlit that we have already completed. Right, introduction to Streamlit that we have already completed, and now we have also got started with the Streamlit. Now we are going to learn about the Streamlit components. What are the different Streamlit components in here that we can attach? So let's see. So let's say here I'm going to write few statements here, right? Let's say here I'm adding title, right? Now let's say I'm adding title in this, and I'm going to save this. Once I'm saving this, it says here there is a small pop-up that says source file change, rerun, or you can also click on the always rerun. So whenever you change your source file, it will always update it. I can click on this rerun. So now you can see there is a title, something coming. So now let's see, I'll just do this. All right. So you can see here, you can simply see that, by just writing st.title, I am able to print the title, something like this, right? Let's say I'm just writing header as well, subheader as well, text, write. These are the different methods with which you can actually write the text information in your web server, in your web browser. So let's say again, I'm putting it and then I'm saving it and rerunning it. So you can see these are the different types of output that we are getting. So let's keep them side by side and see that. Okay. So there we have, here this is the code, and here this is the web browser that we have. Right, the web application that we have. So this is how you put, and you do not have to write print statement, right? You do not have to write print statement. When you write print statement, that will actually shown over here in the terminal, in your I would say terminal. The output will be shown in the terminal, not in the web page. So you'll have to use title, header, and subheader. And even if you have, there might be something else as well. Even I don't know. So you can simply go to the official documentation and look into that. What are the different ways of printing that? You can also change the colors, font size, what font you want. All those you can simply change. All you have to do, you can simply go to the SkillVertex. This is Streamlit web app, Streamlit official browser, official documentation, and there you can learn about these methods. For example, I can simply search on, let's say, st.subheader. I can simply search on Google. And here you can see I have got to the official documentation of it. And here I can see what are these other methods here, right? So you can see I can also give the colors as well and all the different stuffs in here. See, divider is equals to rainbow, and then there is, there is something else as well. I can just copy this. Let's say if I'm just copying this and pasting it over here. You might say that you might find that, opting for the official documentation, looking into the official documentation is not always cool. But I must say that looking into the official documentation is always cool. Okay, there is something wrong I have done in this. Let me just rerun it. I think there is some heading in my subheader, got an expert argument divider. Okay, anyways, I think my Streamlit is not updated, or there might be, different version of it. So you can actually look into that as well. It's like a basic codes of HTML. But HTML, you'll have to write huge amount of code for HTML. But this one can do tasks just, in just a snap, right? So this is very, very convenient in that particular case. Sorry. All right. Now let's move to the next thing. So this is how you get start. This is how we start with this. And let me just, show you a different codes in here. So what are the different ways to interact with? First one is that we are going to see the, demo.py file, and I'm going to run this as well. And as, side by side, I will show you the code as well. So in this demo file, you can see here we have a very, very small, just text only. There are different types of text. You can have title, header, subheader, text, write method, markdown method. So remember, markdown is a formatting. LaTeX is for, used for formulas, writing the formulas. So I'll just stop that and run the demo one. Demo.py. Now you can see I am running this particular code, this particular code here, and the web app is here. You can see this line corresponds to Streamlit hello. This line corresponds to Streamlit header. So I have already written the code just to, give you most of the content that you guys can, understand. Okay. So, and then we have text, right? This is a normal text and all that. Hello, dear, there is this. And then we have markdown cells. In the markdown, the way we write code, this is a markdown formatting. In the markdown, we can do a lot of things like h1 tags, h2 tags. We can have a, HTML code breaks as well. So this is a line breaks in HTML. You can also write a little bit of HTML inside markdown as well, right? You can have numbered inputs. You can have a lot of things inside this markdown, right? Bullet points, numbered inputs, Italian, bold characters, as you can see in here. That's what it is. I'll just add a break over here as well, so that you can see those italic and bold characters will be in two different lines now. You can see here, right? And now then there is this, there is this how we write formulas in LaTeX formatting. So to be honest, I do not know about the LaTeX formatting itself, but yes, this is another platform integrated into this one. But you can actually write and parse the LaTeX codes and LaTeX, I would say formulas inside this Python, inside this Streamlit web apps as well. And here I'm just simply creating a dictionary and then using the write method to write it. Right? This is as simple as that. So you might have not understood this, but this is really, really cool. So to begin with, you can actually do a lot better, a lot more in just so less line of codes, right? So let me just begin with some really good things. Let's talk about the plotting, how we can plot the things in here. Let's see the code over here and run the plotting one. And if you guys want, I can share you guys this particular code files as well. Plot.py. It's actually plots, I guess. Yeah. So now you can see there we have a data set. Okay. So we have a data set in this. So I'm creating a data set, as you can see, with the help of random numbers. And then I'm simply showing the data frame over here using sk.dataframe, right? I can also select the height and width. Let's say if I make the width to be 400, then you can see this width has less than enough. Right. Similarly, if I remove the height or decrease the height as well, or increase the height as well, so that you can also see. But this is a scrollable. Let's make it 1000 now. You can see here this time it is increased now, right? And then I have simple a data frame of latitudes and longitudes and the city names, right? So you can actually get the city names as well by just using st.map and pass this data frame inside that. So these are the cities marked in the red color, as you can see. There's a Minneapolis here. This is, Kansas City, Topeka. This is Frankfurt, Louisville, actually, right? These are the different counties that they have marked into this and the corresponding latitudes and longitudes. So you can also try that out as well. The next thing is that, we have a simple scatter plot, the plot that we usually create with the help of Python. And we also have a line chart, area chart. So these are nothing but the random data that I have generated on the top over here with the help of NumPy random module. Okay. And then I'm simply, I'm just trying to show you that this is how we, can create this. This is how we can create this all right. And I'll few you can also embed, as you can see, I have embedded the image as well from my file. This is an image available in my file, as you can see in the data folder sal.jpg file. This is another image which is coming from the internet, as you can see. You can also embed the image from internet, from your local file. This is a video from my local folder as well. You can see, you can also play this one as well. All right. I'm not sure whether you guys can hear the voice of this sound or not, but yeah, this is playable and the sound comes really, really cool. And you can also, as you can see, I have also embedded a YouTube video as well, which is available on the internet publicly. So I have given the link and you can also play this one as well. So this is really, really cool. This is one of my lectures itself, right? Teaching machine learning, classification, all those different stuffs, right? So this is really, really cool. I mean, you can also, embed, and you can also create a website where you can embed your videos and all those different stuff with this one. I'll also tell you how can you, how can you simply, deploy this as well for free with the help of Streamlit servers. Right. So, I'm just telling you a good idea that if you have some projects in your mind and if you don't know which tools and technology to use that, so this is the one that you can use. And as I said, if you want to move further, if you want to know exactly in depth, how does it works and all, so you can actually join our masterclass that we are going to have with the collaboration with IIT Roorkee. In that, I have told you that I'm going to start with from the beginning, from starting with Python and then going to the coding, building the step by step, building the foundation and then understanding the code and understanding the maths and stats behind machine learning and data science. And not only this, in here, I will just show you how to deploy with the Streamlit server, but in later on, I'll also show you how can you deploy in our main masterclass. How can you deploy originally with your Amazon AWS server as well, right? So that is going to be a true payback for you guys if you really want to do something, if you really want to learn something in this, right? So these are the so many different awesome things that you can do with the help of this Streamlit web apps. It's like you're creating your own things, whatever in your mind you have, you can just create it on your own. Let me just show you a few more examples of this. All right. Let's talk about the widgets now. So widgets are very, very cool things available in, in this Streamlit. Okay, so you can actually add so many different stuffs. You can add so many different stuffs in your code, and you can actually take input from the user based on that. Let me just run the widgets over here. I'll just stop it first and Streamlit run widget.py. And now you can see here. So basically, let's see, this is the code available here and this is the web page for that. Right. So you can see first, I'm just writing the widgets and then there is this, if function I have, if statement I have written, you can create a button with the help of st.button. And then if somebody clicks on that, so that condition will be true. And then there is a statement there that is written that goes inside and says that work hard, never stop after the class. Right. So this is one time pushable button. Again, there we have a, st.text input. to tell you that how can you create a text area like that, text input like that, and you can also, create a text area like that, and you can also create a whole form. You can, let's say I'm just writing something else. I'm writing another text input here, but I'm just giving a different type of it. Type is equals to, let's say, password. When you just write type is equals to password, I'm just, it might look irrelevant, but now let's see. There is an error over here. So there is already a code in there, which is, I guess, the layouts. Yeah. Let me open that. And here you can see text input and password. Type is equals to password. It's same thing, right? Text input, password. Why is it not happening? Oh, sorry. I think this is a variable name. Okay. All right. I got it. All right. Let's run it now. And you can see by just giving a type is equals to password, I can, mimic that password functionality, right? It is hiding the password, and you can also see here, this I button to whether see the password or not. And you can also write the logic. You can actually write the whole, form or a login page, to enter your email ID, to enter your mobile number, to write your password, repeat password, confirm password, date of birth, anything. You can see here, this is the date input. It will open a calendar for you. Just by this line of code, just by this particular line of code, just one line of code will give you this interactive creating, a calendar over here. This is a widget to take the time input. This is a, you already know that checkbox. This is the multi-select option. You can select, this is a drop down, and this is the multi-select option. You can select multiple things at one time, right? You can see like that. This is a, I would say this is, what do we call it? Number input to take the slider. This is the slider to take the number input actually. This is similarly again a number input based on this. You can give the numbers like here. And then there is a file uploader as well. You can also upload a file and do that. This is not just for the image, but I have limited it for image this time. But this is not just for image. You can actually do anything else, whatever you want to take uploaded, on the server. So you can do a lot more different things than you think. Okay. All right. So this is about the widgets now. Let me just show you the full-fledged web application that I have created for this one, right? And then I'll show you how can you deploy that as well. Okay. So let me just show you that. So I'll just stop this one. Streamlit app.py. Okay. And I'm going to run the app.py now. So app.py, I'll open app.py from the browser. So this is a full-fledged web application. You can also create a dashboard, you can divide the area, and you can also create the dashboards as well. I'm going to show you. Let me just show you the dashboard first. And to be honest, this is not a very good looking dashboard. This is just, to demonstrate you that you can also do that as well. All right. Okay. So now you can see this is, not a very good looking dashboard, but I'll just open the code for this and show you that how I have done this. Right. So let's say here we have a very small code, very small code. I have used plt.style dark background for matplotlib. And then there is a little bit of data for marks and names, which is for using for this, particular bar graph, and then this pie chart and all. And this is a line plot. Basically, I'm taking input from, using this, I would say radio button, whichever click I will take. So that data will be taken to the output. And then I'm actually creating the line chart with the output column that I'm selecting from here, right? So if I select year of experience, so now it is plotting year of experience. If I select the salary, so now it is plotting the salary, right? And then these are the corresponding data that I have taken. I mean, you can also connect this to web to the database, and then you can also take the live data from the web database as well. And this is how we can, I'm just taking the input and then plotting it. You can also select different colors. You can also customize this one as well. You can also give the title, x-axis, y-axis, everything that you want. You can also do that in here, in this one. So how I have done, you can see I have divided the area into 2 equal parts. If I give, let's say 2:1, so the one will be smaller and the other will be larger. Sorry. What happened? I have run something wrong. So, all right. Now you can see here, I have given a smaller area for this one, the second figure, right? For figure 2. And C1 has a larger area in this case, and that's how the picture is looking. If I'm giving the same area, let's say equal parts, then that's also fine. Now you can see it's fine, right? So you can also, simply create a very good looking and interactive dashboard with the help of this one as well. Okay, moving to the next thing, I'll just show you the whole web app as well. Let's understand the web app. You can also create, different web pages if you want. So let's say this is that, and I'll open the terminal here. So what you can see when I was getting the error, the error was reflecting in my terminal actually. This is the console. The error in the console was running. So let's say I'm running the app.py now. So I'll tell you about this web application. This is a salary predictor web application. This is based on the salary data that I have in my folder. I'll show you the folder as well. So this is the data folder, and remember the salary image that I shown later on. This one image, this image here, that is in here. This is the demo file that I was also playing. The image, the audio file that is also here, and this is the data file. I'll open it and show you to you. So this is the salary data, which contains year of experience and the corresponding salary, as you can see, right? So let me just so this is I'm actually trying to create the salary predictor web application. I have created a very good interface over here. What I have tried to do is I have imported all the individual models that is required, and then I have read the data set, and here there is a salary predictor title, and then there is an image that I have shown, and then there is a radio sidebar, and then inside the sidebar I have a radio button. So this is how you can also create a sidebar, and inside the sidebar I have given a radio button, and there are 3 options in there: home, prediction, and contribute, right? And for every tab I have, if navigation is home, then this code is going to run this part of the code. If this is prediction, then this part of the code, and if this is contribute, then this part of the code is going to run, which is basically divided into three different sections. If this is the home button, home page, then there is the first thing that to checkbox to show the data. If I click here, it will show me the actual data that I'm using. Yeah. Right? And here, similarly, I'm selecting that whether what kind of graph I want, whether non-interactive or interactive. Let's say if I'm clicking on this interactive graph, so it is giving me this graph, which is nothing but the programmed over here. This is the interactive graph, and then at the end, I'm also this is normal matplotlib static graph, and this is the interactive graph. So you can see also there is a if condition. If the graph is non-interactive, then this part of the code is going to run. If the graph is interactive, then this part of the code is going to run, right? And is using Plotly for interactivity. I can also filter the data based on the years of experience that you want to see, right? So this is the whole part of the code for the home button. Now, if I go to the prediction, now you can see there is a little bit code I have written. I must tell you that there are two strategies for this. The first one is that you can create and train your train your machine learning inside the web application, but this is not a good practice to begin with. Okay, so as I said, you can create and train your machine learning model inside the web application, but this is not a good practice. I'll tell you why. Think about it, for a moment. Let's say if there is a very huge machine learning model that I have created, okay, and the training the machine learning model takes a long time, right? If it is taking, let's say, 1 hour, 2 hours, and sometimes couple of days as well, if we do not have a very capable system, then what will happen? Your computer or your computational power is going to hang over here. So it is just processing and training it, and it will not load the whole web application. Even if it take 1 minute, 1 minute to train and finish that machine learning model, that is not good, because it will take the whole 1 minute to load your web application. So I'll tell you what is a good practice. What is a good practice is I can create, let me just go to the Streamlit, and I can create the web application somewhere else. I mean, not web application. I can create the machine learning model somewhere else. I can save it as a file, a pickle file. In this case, I'm saving it as a pickle file. And then inside the web application, I'm opening it. You can see here, I'm opening this. You can see, I'm loading the model, pickle.load model.xyz. The thing that I was saving here in a notebook, right? I'm saving it as a file. You can also see that this file might be saved in this folder. You can see somewhere model.xyz. You can see a month ago, right? This is the saved file. If I just run it, it will update it. Now you can see this is seconds ago now, right? So this file has been just saved now, updated, I would say, right? Even though this is a very small code, but sometimes, let's say if you have a large code, so that is not a good practice to load here and train here, right? So that's why I have commented that part of the code, but that is also the other way to go that, but I will not recommend that in case whether you have a small runtime of the code or large runtime of the code. Okay, now again, so once you have loaded the model, then I'm making the prediction, and then there is a predict button, and then I'm showing the prediction. So let's say here I'll go to the prediction page. Here it is asking me to give my, let's say, year of experience. If I'm giving 4 years of experience, then I click here, and then it is saying that your predicted salary is 64,433. Let's say if I'm giving this much year of experience, then you can see the salary has been increased a little bit. If I give 10 years of experience, and then this is 1,20,000 is my salary, right? And then there's a contribute button to actually contribute to the data file that you already have, right? Remember the data file that I just shown you, right? The salary data.csv file. You can give your year of experience, you can give your salary, and it will be embedded into that particular file. If you submit, it will be added into that particular file. That is the code written for that. So this is how you can actually create and manage your web application. For the deployment part, you can actually do that with the help of Streamlit web application, web server, and you can actually deploy it with the help of, let me just go to the Streamlit website. I'll sign in over here, and you can sign in. When you're going to sign in for first time, you'll have to integrate it with the help of your GitHub profile, right? Then what you can do is you can integrate it with the GitHub profile, and you can save this whole project. So I just want to do one thing. Deployment is a very hectic process. Okay, so I'll maybe cover this in some other webinar. Okay, because if I'm going to start it now, then it will take a lot of time to make you understand what are the basics of the deployment and all those things. So I will cover it in some other webinars. I'll suggest you guys to follow SkillVertex in the social media profiles, and ask them to give you the link of the another webinar as well, right? So these are the things that we follow actually. So I will tell you in the other webinar that how can you actually deploy this web application and keep it running, and give it to some other user, that your friends, and ask them to use it, and ask them to how to do that. I will tell you there are 2 web applications I have deployed it. Now you can see here. First one, this salary data, same application that you see here. And the other one that I have deployed for myself, which is nothing but the suicide prediction with the help of social media. Remember, I told you in the beginning that, if you could do that something. So this first application is a salary predictor application that I already introduced you. Again, this is the deployed web application, not the locally hosted, that the one that I'm running, right? Yeah, you can see this one is the local, this one is a local hosted, but this one is, on the web app, right? And you can also see if I go to the predict button and then I click on the year of experience, 2 year of experience, predict. Now I can see it is giving me my salary over here. I'll just close this and come over here. So this is suicidal prediction. And then there is a classifier statement. So basically you can write a statement here and then you can predict, and it will tell whether that is a suicidal statement or not. I'm just giving some example. Let's say I want to end my life tonight. All right. And then if I click on predict button, now you can see it says this is a suicidal sentence. And I'll tell you, this is not any way programmed, the way you think. It is not hard program. I'll tell you the code as well. This code is actually present in my GitHub repository. I can show you that as well. Suicide prediction using NLP. So that's here. So there is a code, there is a data as well, there is the model as well, the requirement file. This is the main Streamlit web application, right? So I'm doing so many different things here. And there is a IPYNB file to, how I have pre-processed and how I have cleaned the data, transformed the data and trained the machine learning model. So everything is given over here itself. Okay. So that's this is about that. And you can also, anyone can give me a sentence to classify and check whether this is working fine or not. Just give me your sentences, guys. Anyone from the audience? You can also speak up, or you can also give in the chat section as well. Just let's test this out. Let's say if I write anything very common, I am very happy today. So it says good news. This is not a suicidal sentence. I wish I would have done things the other way. Okay, let's see that. Ooh, it says this is a suicidal sentence. I'm not sure whether this is an actual suicidal sentence or not, but I mean the same, like you might think a different way. Like somebody might, even humans can say that, somebody can say that, yes, this is suicidal sentence. Somebody can say that, no, this is not suicidal sentence. Nobody is going to suicide like this by saying like that. But it can be converted into both of these things, right? So that is actually, again, comes into how you have created your model, how you have fine-tuned that, what kind of data you have used, how sensitive data you have used, right? So all of that. Just give me some tricky, tricky statement, which can be, which is not just in between, which is totally, negative or totally positive. Give me that. And I just want to see if how good my model is working. Okay, let me just try. Let me just add something into this one, but I'm not sure whether that would work or not. But I am happy in this situation as well. Let's see. Again, the answer did not change, right? So that's a wrong thing as well. I wanted to be hospitalized. That's a tricky one. Let's see. Let's see this. And it says It says a suicidal sentence, but I don't think this is a suicidal sentence. But yeah, this is how a model is working. It's not 100% accurate, I would say, but most of the cases it will do that. This is a very tough one. Things are good now, but I could have done better. So this is not a suicidal sentence, Jai Shurya. So that's correct. I think yeah, we are good. We are good. We have tested it long enough, and I hope that you guys are very excited to know this, all of these, how it works in details, and definitely you can Mayank is going to tell you about all this. How can you join that master class that we are having in collaboration with IIT Roorkee. So that's it from my side. Thank you guys. Thank you for joining in and giving me an opportunity to present myself in front of you. And if you have any question, any technical question, or any question for the masterclass that we are going to have, then definitely you can ask me or Mayank. We are happy to help you guys. Thank you again. Thanks, Mayank.
All right, Akash. That was such an informative session. And actually, we got a couple of questions from a few people during this masterclass. So first one was from Pradeep Singh. I don't know whether Pradeep is here or not, but still we can take his question. So his question was that, are the commands in this session going to be same for Windows as well?
Okay, that's a really good questions. So that depends on, so basically this is a Linux based machine. So I'm using Mac. This is a Linux based machine. So if you are using a Linux, core Linux or Mac, so those commands are going to be the same, but few things like change the directory command is going to be the same. And running this, I mean, I think whatever I have used commands, in this particular sessions, all of them are going to be the same until unless, just maybe one or two of them might differ, but you can also check the Windows version of that as well on the online. So that would not be a hassle for you guys, I guess. But I think whatever we have covered in this session, that must work on the Windows as well.
Okay, so I guess Pradeep, your answer would be justifiable to you. So next question was from Anshul Bharadwaj. He's asking that, is it like basic codes of HTML?
Yeah, I actually answered this during that when he asked. So this is not like HTML coding. HTML, for HTML, if you have to do this, you'll have to write huge amount of code. That's why I have chosen this, Streamlit, because in just less line of code, you can do a lot more things.
All right.
Yeah.
So anyone of you having any doubts related to any topic which was covered in this masterclass, so please feel free to fire your questions. Akash will definitely answer it. Okay, I guess no one is having any doubts related to Yogendra Bharadwaj, where to find the registration link. Yogendra, if am I right? You're asking for the course registration link, right? All right, so let's quickly switch to the IIT Advanced Data Science course, right? We'll be discussing about it, and I'll be giving you a brief about the course structure, so you can have more clarity that how to enroll with this program and what value it can create in your future, right? So I'll just share my screen where you can all right, so Akash, can you confirm whether my screen is visible or not? All right, it is. Okay, cool. So here is the program. You can find it on this particular page on our website, which is skillvertex.com. Over there, you can find a taskbar where the option is given as IIT Hub, iHub Divya Sampark at IIT Roorkee. So once you click on that particular button, right, you will land on this particular page. So over here, you can see it is a certification program in data science, which is in collaboration with iHub Divya Sampak @IIT Roorkee, right? For more information or a proper structured information about the topics which is going to be covered in this particular program, you can download our brochure from here. You just have to fill few basic details like your name, phone number, email address, and that's all. And once you click finish all fill up all these details, you can easily apply and start your journey. And definitely once you finish or fill all these details, our counselor will reach out to you and he will clear all your doubts related to this particular program. And also you will be eligible to download the brochure from here, which is a very detailed brochure and covers each and everything uh, which I'm gonna explain you right now. But still, if any one of your friend wants to enroll with us and want to, want to know each and everything in detail, so the brochure will be really helpful for them. All right. So as I told you, this program is in collaboration with iHub Divya Sampark at IIT Roorkee, right? So there are a few key highlights of this program as well. So this program is being covered by the training is being covered by our industry experts who is having a great number of experience in the field of data science, and also he can share the industry experience with you, right, which can be really helpful for you to build your career in a very decent manner. Apart from that, we also provide placement assistance and mock interviews, and to to make sure that you can sit in any company's placement, and you can crack any any interviews during the placements, right? So we will make you placement ready by doing by giving you the placement assistance and also providing the on interviews. Apart from that, we will focus on the resume building part as well, and also the soft skill, that how to behave in an interview, how to crack, and what things can make you a better person while you sit in an interview, right? Apart from that, coming back to the program, so we also have several projects and assignments. So these projects are gonna be live projects on which you can work and obviously gain a lot of practical knowledge. And you can show off these projects in your resumes as well, and which is obviously considered by the companies who want you, right? And apart from that, there will be weekly assignments. So once each and every module is covered, after every module there will be assignments, and which can also help you out to learn each and everything very clearly, right? And obviously when you work on something on some practical thing, there will be doubts. So for that, we have kept doubt clearing sessions separately, and mentor assistance will also be provided to you if you get stuck during your project phase, or you are doing your assignments and you're not able to solve any error or any problem during your project or assignment phase. So you can easily coordinate with our mentors and he will definitely help you out with the same. Apart from that, we are completely providing these sessions in live modes. So uh, why? Because you can interact with the mentors and you can clear your doubts then and there with the mentors. So it gets really that's a really plus point for the people who are joining with us. Coming up to the certification part, so this particular certificate is issued by iHub Dev Sampak at IIT Roorkee, right? So as I told you that we have collaborated with them, and this certification is from their end only. Once you finish the training program with us, you will be getting this certificate, which has the CEO sign and signature, who is the CEO of iHub Divya Sampak, and has our name as well as the coordinator, as the partner name, right? So this also I'm talking about this certificate part. So the certificate keeps a lot of value, right? And once you mention this particular thing that you have done the certification course, with us. So you can add this in your resume, which can create a lot of value to your resume, and it gets much easier to crack any company's interview, and your resume will obviously get highlighted, and any company will give you priority. Why? Because you have a certificate from IIT, right? And you guys already know that IIT peoples have been given a priority first, right? So about the program, you can read each and everything about the program which is mentioned on this particular page, right? And if you want to get further details and you want to know about the program in more elaborative manner, so you can obviously download the brochure which I've told you in the very beginning, right? Coming up to that, why we have collaborated with iHub Divya Sampark, right? So there was one very genuine reason behind it. We just wanted to fill the gap between the students and the companies who want data science oriented people, and the students who are willing to pursue their career but have very minimal knowledge, or or don't even know what data science is and how does it work and how it can be beneficial for me. So that's why we have launched this course in collaboration with IIT Roorkee. So this was one of the major reasons. All right, so coming up to the jobs, as I was talking about, that you can easily get placed once you join this program and finish it off. So these are the jobs which you can go for, right? Like data scientist, data analyst, data engineer, machine learning engineer, and there are several number of jobs in the market out there, right? So you can be any one of them one day, right? So as I was talking about the jobs, so these companies hire for these kind of jobs, right? So you can obviously see the logos of these companies. These are very famous companies, and all these companies require or data scientists, data analysts, data engineers, and many such profiles are required in these companies. So you can easily rectify or identify the companies by their logos, like Apple, Facebook, IBM, Intel, and so many other companies as well. All right, so coming up to the module or the curriculum. So there are modules given over here. You can see each and everything, that what topics are being covered in this particular webinar, right? And if you want to know about it in more detailed manner, so obviously you can download our brochure, which is available at the top right corner of this particular page, right? So these are the modules, and obviously the projects are also mentioned over here, and the detailed project topic is also given over here, like credit card fraud detection. All this in this masterclass, whatever we have covered are are similar to these projects only, right? So you can make projects which were covered in this masterclass as well, right? So these are a couple of projects which we have mentioned on our website, and you can easily go through it, right? And you can browse it anywhere, anytime. Coming up to the tools, so these are some tools where like AWS, SQL, and Streamlit, which was our today's topic for this masterclass. And I hope each and every one of you have learned something from that Streamlit apps, right? So, and Akash already told you that how useful it is being in the data science industry, and how beneficial it is to know about Streamlit web apps, right? So these are few of the people who have already completed this course with us, and you can obviously uh, go through their reviews and what they say about this particular program before enrolling with us. So you can have at least a satisfaction that, yeah, I'm choosing the right path for my data science journey, right? So you can obviously read it out and have a uh, look at it, right? Coming up to the placement assistance, which I have already covered at the top, right? Still, I'll just give a brief about it again. So obviously you will having mock interviews, right? And how to crack, and what things should be considered in the mock interviews. And we'll be make sure that once you sit in the real-time interviews, then you can answer the same way as you were answering in the mock interviews. Coming up to the resume building, this is the very first step when you apply for any company, right? So resume building comes at the priority. We'll be definitely working on your resumes and making it more attractive and impactful, right? So you can easily get shortlisted in any of the companies. Apart from that, personality also plays a very major role when it comes to applying in some big company, right? So personality plays a very major role. So we'll be helping you out with that as well. And apart from that, we'll be having group discussion. So when it comes to, when you sit with your colleagues, or when you sit with your teammates, with your managers, with other stakeholders as well, right? So group discussion helps you out over there. So we'll be training you for the group discussions as well, that what type of discussions are done when you become a data scientist or data analyst or any one of them, right? So you can easily apply with us for this, start your data science journey. You can easily fill your details and apply from here, right? And these are the few companies where our alumni work, who have already enrolled with us, who have already finished their program and obviously cracked the interviews to get placed in companies like TCS, Tech Mahindra, Optum, and many more, right? So you can easily go through these details on the website and download the brochure. And once you fill all these basic details, our counselor will reach out to you over a call, right? And he will help you out in enrolling with us, right? So once again, I would like to ask every one of you, if you guys have any kind of doubt related to this program, so please feel free to ask the questions. All right, so I have a question from Ronak. He's asking, sir, I'm JE aspirant, so can I still do this data science course? All right, so Ronak, you can start your if you are really willing to be a data scientist in coming future. So obviously you can apply for this particular course. Because why? Because most of the colleges are uh, helping the or taking the students in priority who have already gained some knowledge in some particular field. So it will be really helpful for you when you start your college journey, because you already know a few things about data science, and once you do this particular course, you'll be master of the data science. So that's all I would like to say for Ronak. Apart from that, anyone have any kind of question related to this webinar? Please feel free to ask, or else we are good to wrap up. What is the duration of this whole course? All right, sorry, I forgot about the duration of this course. So this is gonna be a 4 months of program, in which 40 to 45 hours of live classes will be given to you in the first 2 months, and in the third month you will be working on the projects, which will be the live projects which Akash showed you today in this master class. And after you finish your third month, which is the project month, you will be coming into the placement assistance month, where all these things like resume building, mock interviews, group discussion, placement assistance, will be preparing you for the placements, right? And once this 15 days of placement assistance is given to you, we'll be making sure that you sit in the real interviews as well during this in the fourth month of the time. It's paid. Yes, it is paid course. So you can get all the details. We actually run daily discounts, right? So we'll be having a special discounts for you guys as you have joined this particular webinar. So once our counselor reach out to you, and if you are willing to enroll with us, you can simply say that I have attended the webinar, so you can easily get access to our special discount. Anyone is having any other doubts, so please don't hesitate to ask. All right. Okay, so I guess this was it from my end. So I thank you each and every one of you for joining this today's masterclass. I really appreciate your patience. And if you really want to do something in the field of data science, and if you are, if you are really a keen learner, so this course is specially built for you guys only. You can start your journey today itself, and it can really change your future, and it can really put a great impact on your life. So that's all from my side. I thank you all for joining this particular webinar. I hope you will be having a great evening ahead. So thank you so much, everyone. Have a good night.